Hey, this is some extra footage from episode 48 that made the video a bit too long, but I thought was interesting and needed its own little clip. So here you go. Thanks for watching. The other thing I was working on with this was this generator. So the pipe comes in. Yeah, what I did, the turbines start and then they run into the gearboxes. Through the gearboxes, then they come out this pipe as well as going through into this clutch. So this is the clutch to the fluid jets. Then this pipe goes along up into this clutch, and then one of them's always engaged. And then the other one goes into a controller that detects how full the battery is. I don't know if that's up here. Clutch, battery, it'll be this one. I kind of got halfway into it and then got pulled away. So this is going to check what percentage of charge the battery is at and then engage the clutch to make sure that it's going to be recharged. So I'll give that a test because I think it was working. I don't know what formula I ended up using. So we go on. Did I not update it? What happened? 75, 10. The thing is, because when you tune a PID, if you start with a low number, you're starting your oscillations low, and then as you increase it, you're affecting the oscillation as you go, so it can do some funny things. So right now, oh, I need infinite electricity off. See, this clutch is slowly engaging because the charge is going down. And I need to get the steam pistons need to be going for this to start engaging and start recharging. So it's going to keep increasing the pressure, and then it might suddenly drop it and then raise it again. But I don't think it'll matter because I'm using such a large battery. Okay, pistons are moving. We're getting RPS through the clutch. Battery's still going down, but it's still at like 99%, right? So I don't know if that number is so small that it can't detect the change. That clutch engagement is going up. How high is this going to go? I didn't think it would have to go all the way up. If this ends up just being fully engaged, I might just remove all this crap and put the generator straight into it. Straight into the pipe. Always on. Because nothing else is running on the ship at the moment. It might even need more generators. Okay, we're at 1 clutch pressure. So this isn't working. Like, this isn't working in the way that I need more generators to be able to maintain the electricity on this ship. I'm not sure what's using all that electricity, but it must be the furnace. The furnace must just use a lot of juice to keep going. Except it's running on diesel. I'm going to change the roll stab to just 10 and 0, because I don't know why it's being all funny. I want to get a hatch. The hatch is the thing that's on my mind that I don't want to forget about. I guess because I've got this huge bit of like new area, maybe I can go a hatch or a ladder that comes in through here. Where does this come out? That's kind of a weird place for it to pop out though. Down here would be better, like in the middle. Somewhere here maybe, and I don't know what kind of hatch. I might do a sliding hatch. I really like this hatch when you do it like that. But then it needs like somewhere to fold into, which is kind of annoying. You know what I mean? It's got to like fold down, and if I want to put ladders here, so that means it folds this way then. I kind of wish you could have this texture and have it fold up instead of this having to be on top of the deck. This is kind of ugly. Do you think there's okay? Maybe I need to push it out one more. Maybe it should be in between this gap. I really like to use rails as like a little protective thing, but They're slightly too fat for this. So unless I were to go like this, it's a bit unorthodox. See, this would be really good if you put it up against this rail and then flip it on the other side. And then you could just do rails the whole way up. What about rails down the side? I just want to be able to drop down into the engine bay real easily so that I can check on the furnace. I really don't like how that hatch opens when it goes down, but I like the way it looks. So obviously the alternative is to use a sliding hatch, which doesn't look as good and has the added benefit, or not a benefit, of looking disgusting on the back. The electric hatch actually doesn't look too bad because it's kind of like more solid, but then you need electricity and that kind of defeats the point of having this. I think I'll just do that. I'm not super happy about it. I wish it were able to be up the other way, but at least this is usable. We're going for form follows function. I need to kind of reorganize the pipes and the pumps back here. But I could do some decorative stuff, and I'm going to need more generators. I wonder if I can get more generators into here. That's kind of lame. It would have been good if I could just put 2 generators in this tank. I think I'm just going to direct connect the generators because obviously it's not enough to keep the electricity going up, and there's not even any like real systems in here. I guess all the lights are on because they're on a constant on at the moment. So I might put in like a workbench here. I had wanted to put a generator though. Emergency backup generator. What does that look like? Because I've moved the battery though, it doesn't actually matter how much space this takes up, and it could be like a unit that's separate, kind of hanging off the wall or something. Maybe I can make it 2 units, 2 separate things. It might be easier to manage if it's just one big thing. I really like the artwork from Metal Gear Solid, and I know I have a picture somewhere. Okay, I'm going to make this thing, this box, somewhat look like the generator from Metal Gear Solid 5. So, I don't think it's this long. Yep, it could be this long pretty easily. I'm going to put instrument panels here, and then a display. And so in Metal Gear, I don't think the top row should be anything. Goodbye, top row. It'd be nice if this display was a little bit smaller as well. Maybe I should just do a 2x or 1x2. No, I should do a 2x2. I'm not really gonna, I just want to put like an oscillation thing or a big battery percentage on there. And it looks like the light is probably on 2. I don't know what this light is for, but it is a blue light that comes on when the generator is on. And then below it, there is a red button. I think a lot of the other stuff is just decorative, so I might even just get rid of those. And there's some stuff on this side as well. Maybe I should use just a normal indicator. And then I can use a normal button, which means I can have like a bigger menacing red button. And then on this side, there's like a little lever thing like this, but it's like angled, so maybe it goes... maybe like that. That's kind of like the thing on it, and then there are some little buttons, which actually the buttons can be quite small. Buttons can just be like this. And then there's little dially looking things, little knobby looking things along the bottom. I don't think they would do anything. I don't think there's any way to bring those in to Stormworks. I don't think I could use instrument panels for these, is what I'm getting at. Maybe I need to lift them up a little bit here. I feel like this needs to be wider. I might do some little circles like that then. And then the third one, it's like a little plaque or something. It's a little bit bigger. Yeah, and that kind of all lines up in the same kind of space. The display is heaps bigger than what it is in Metal Gear Solid. And then there's like some kind of thing, I don't know if like little badges or something on it over here. Maybe this is like the instructions panel. I only have a close-up of a camouflaged one, so I'm not sure what the grey one looks like. But I guess it'll be paint blocks all over. Okay, so this edge here is pretty much a hard edge for like panels. All the way down. Well, it comes to about here, I suppose. That's one panel. Then we have another panel that goes about half the way down. Oh, but the bottom has like a ridge on it, which would be really good for a door. Like that. But then I can't paint on it. I think I'll sacrifice the bottom for the door. And we'll just cut this in half. There you go. These panels, the way that this is obviously scaling very badly. These should be up compared to where the display is. I don't think that's going to cut it. I think I really need to specify that this is a box of something. Otherwise I just have to do that, and then I can lift everything up ever so slightly. And then I think I get rid of most of these dially bits here. And they become little squares. There's actually only 6 of these along the whole bottom here. And then I kind of just missing out one. And then this thing could come down a little bit. It's all kind of a bit wonky now, but you know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? But then I can use, it's from about here. Yeah, and now I've got space for these panels, which come to about halfway into this thing. We'll just go there. And then I'm going to have to like omit one of the panels, I think, and just go straight for a vent at the bottom. I can bring this one down. Now this one has 3 evenly spaced hinges along the top, which are quite wide. I think they would probably go up. This will need to be 6, I think. So we'll go 4 then, otherwise it starts to overlap too much. And I think I'll bring this up so that you can see the separation between these hinges. And I'll also have to do the same on this one. And then we have hinges here. And no hinges on the one below. And then they all seem to have these big circle things. And then we've got rivets, 8 rivets. This one has rivets in the corners. And the bottom one also has rivets. This one has rivets. I'm going to make this square, this circle, a little bit smaller, and then it will match these other smaller circles, and it gives me the space for the rivets. And these ones also seem to have, this one doesn't have rivets in the top section of it, but it's got rivets in the bottom section. And they kind of look a bit random as well. I don't like being random. Okay, I've got some rivets in there. I'm going to put rivets in the top. bugger it. It's all consistent then. And these ones seem to have a rivet in the middle, but they're like offset. You can all just have your rivets in the same place. And then this bottom piece is supposed to be a vent, so I could just put a fluid port in here. Then paint this. It's a bit too long. I think I like it better when it's all kind of lined up with the panels, even if I have to paint a vent. I don't know how I would paint a vent actually. It just looks like it's a black blob. Looks like a black blob. And I guess it's grey then. Is that this grey? Man, that seems kind of dark. What about like 220 or something? Yeah. Does that look kind of like a generator or something? We'll go up to 96 now for some shading. And of course I can't get 96. I wish they would add like a number input so you can specify exactly what code you want. Oh, there's no hatches. There's no hinges on the top of that one. On the very top one, it's just like a panel. I should put some shading on these. What are these? Handles? I guess they're handles. 80, 76, 75, okay. 75. Do the inside of that little lever a darker color, and then maybe some highlights on the top. Probably look like that. I'm going to do a couple more dots up there just to sort of space it out a bit more. Okay, I want to see it without all the lines on it. It kind of looks like it. It kind of doesn't. But at least there's this one big button, and then I can have a blue light on it. And that's an RGB light, so that's good. And then the display, I just want it to maybe have like a zigzaggy thing that makes it look like it's doing something. And I think I need to put just more lines on it, you know, more panel lines. Maybe in a lighter color than the base. So this minus 10, 210. Why can't I get 210 on the top one? A trick, if you can't get it to land on your exact number, most people playing in windowed mode, but I don't know how this would work for full screen, drag your mouse off the screen while still holding it and then come back. It's I don't know why that works, but it's like it chucks your cursor into a different position or aligns it on the very left edge of the screen or something. That's a darker color. Maybe I want a lighter color. 230? Now it's not letting me get 230. There we go. I think I'm just going to outline this whole face with the way that I usually do painting doors and panels and stuff. So there's the base color, and then there's 10 plus 10 lighter, and that is the highlight color. And then there's minus 10, and that's the shadow color. So I can do shadows on the left and the bottom, and highlights on the top and the right of anything I want to go around. You can't really see it either, which is, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm going to do it on the inside of these panels so that the line work is still there, but then there's this like bevel. You know, it's giving the impression that there's a bevel on these panels and they're not totally flat. I've already done it with the grey on the outside actually. But now it's all kind of going to hopefully give it a bit more depth. The other thing is, like, if I just give it some little nicks and scratches, I feel like there could be something over here as well, but you don't know. Oh, I could give it like a real shiny, glossy look as well. That could be kind of funny. Give these little scratches shadows, makes them look a bit deeper. I may have gone overboard with that. It is a very grey looking thing though, so maybe it helps. So I've got a gap of 2 there, a gap of 1 there, that should be okay. And then I can try and put a modular engine in here with a small generator, I think. Or I could just hide another big generator in here and connect. So there'll be one in here that's connected, which is good. And then in here I could do another one to generate normal amounts of electricity. But maybe I can put an emergency clutch in for this one, because I don't want to have the steam system totally connected onto all of it. I'm going to take this one and chuck it on top. So there is a bit of a gap behind there. And double check that this is coming off the gearbox. So it goes from all the pistons, goes into the gearbox, just 3 to 1 everywhere along the line. And then this top bit, it goes up and across and also off to the side and down, across, over here, up, directly into the generator. And then I'll splice the pipe with a T and come over here. And then I will chuck this up a bit higher. And I'm going to use 2 clutches here. So we've got 2 inputs that can go into the generator. This one will go down and connect to the steam, and this one will go across, and I'll put a modular engine in here. So cut that, cut. It would actually be easier now if I move that generator back, because I'm going to have to pipe over here anyway. Because I didn't want to put that generator at the very back because I'm lazy and didn't want to move all those pipes. But I had to put in new pipes anyway, so, you know. I'll have to investigate this generator business a little bit more, because I'm not sure. Oh, no. What if I use the massive one? I bet there's enough torque to push this massive one around. It won't fit though, will it? I'll have to move some of this around so that I can extend the tank if I wanted to do that. I've never used this generator before. I've never had anything big enough to need it. But then I'll have to move my generator box. No, it's a really nice generator box. I better try that though before I commit to any kind of modular engine in here. So I need this. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. See, now what I do is grab all of this. We need at least 5 through here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is where I was planning to put my fuel tank, so I guess I'm sacrificing some fuel for this. See, if this new generator, if a bigger generator works, I won't need that pipe to run through to this box generator, backup generator thing. And make sure I grab these legs. And the battery. Large generator. So I need at least 3 spaces for this because I want to have that clutch on it. Because if it is working and that clutch does work, like the system that automatically engages the clutch depending on how much electricity is being used, I would really like to have that working. So yeah, if I can get it to work, that would be great. So it goes clutch, flywheel, then back to a clutch. And oof. It's a bit close on the piping. I guess I could actually pipe it down first and not have to worry about that. And take that and go, oh, I guess. That's easier, isn't it? Come out of the gearboxes, go through this pipe, up into the fake tank, through these 2 clutches flywheel combination. One of them will always be engaged. The other one goes up to this microcontroller, clutch, and then that goes down to the battery. And then if the battery is not doing so well, it engages the clutch on the generator. And then I guess the generator needs to be connected to the battery. And then I still get to keep this. Obviously all my beautiful painted lines are all bogus now. That's all right. I think it's nice to have kind of a cluttered ship, because if you were building, like, this is obviously in Stormworks money a $300,000 ship, very expensive. If it was real life, I bet you this would be $1 million ship. And if you're building that, you're gonna want to fill it up with stuff. Man, it's really leaning, isn't it? It really screwed me over. Okay, now we wait. I think this came out pretty good. Lots of little dents in it, and it is just grey at the moment. I could always put camouflage on it. The buttons there, the screen can do something. It's got a vent. It is very reminiscent. I'm quite happy with that. Maybe I could make the outlines of the panels a different color so that they're not super grey. You can see how when it's just +10 and -10, it looks more like it's stamped. So maybe it needs to be still grey so that it gives you the shadow around the bits that actually move and open, but not such a dark grey that it looks like a sticker that's been put on top of it. Oh look, it's working. The clutch is not engaged. The battery is going down. Now the clutch begins to engage and the battery starts to go back up. So yeah, all I needed was a different generator, the bigger generator. And then, so the clutch is currently at 0.0147. And it looks like it's found its happy medium where it's just going to sit here. It's not going to drain the battery. Like if the battery starts to drain, for instance, if I turn on a bunch of lights, then it's going to engage this clutch a little bit more to get this generator going up to a higher speed. So yeah, if the battery starts to fall again, it's going to engage the clutch a little bit more. That's really good. I'm really happy about that. And now that I know it's working, I can close up that tank. I can close the tank and be done with it. Yeah, I think that worked out pretty well. It might make sense to move these supports one more across, like in towards the middle, but I don't know, it's probably okay. So yeah, at the moment, I guess money is the thing that's holding me back from actually deploying this. Where am I going to get $300,000 from doing missions that only give me $2,000